In this video, we will mostly focus on creating a request, which is there we will be assigning a field as a foreign key. So in the previous video, we already mentioned about how to create table with a primary key. So here also we will be here we are focusing on creating table with a foreign key along with a primary key too. So what is a foreign key? A foreign key is a field in one table that refers to the primary key in another table. So let's suppose we have two tables, table 1 and table 2. So table 2 primary key, that is ID, is going to be a foreign key in second table, in department table, that is request ID. So this is table number 1 is parent table and table number 2 is child table. So how I'll be executing is, so this is how we write the structure for primary key is create table, table name, ID, int, and primary key should be not null type, so and it is unique. And after that we can write keyword primary type. After that you can mention the column name of column name and their data type. So here I'll be creating first I'll be checking whether this table is already available or not. So I'll be executing this. So this table invalid object name this, so this table does not exist. So I'll be creating a table. So I'll be selecting this and executing it. So you can see command completed successfully. So I'll be refreshing this and I'll show you. So if you come over here, then you can see this request table. So if you come over here, then you can see ID is showing like primary key, PK means primary key, and rest of the columns is same as I have declared. So whatever I have declared you can see over here. So second table I'll be creating is a request department table. In this table department ID is going to be primary key and request ID is going to be foreign key of this ID. So how I'll be writing is create table, table name, department ID, int type having not null and setting it as a primary key. After that request ID, that is same as ID in request table, declaring as int type not null and mentioning the foreign key, and we are referring to references to table number 1, that is request table. In that which column we are referring, here ID we are referring, so I have mentioned it as a ID. So rest of the columns I have mentioned like same, write the name and declare the data type and the limit. So if I'll be selecting and executing this, so you can see command completed successfully. So if I'll execute this query, then you can see a table will be created. You can see department ID, request ID, department name and subname and marks is available here. So and if you want to check the data, then a structure of this table, then come over here and here is the department table and columns, and here you can see department ID is primary key, like how I have declared over here. Similar way you can see, you can match it from here. This is department ID is primary key, request ID is foreign key, department name varchar 255, subject name varchar 255, marks int having null type. So this is one way of declaring. Let's suppose I have forget to create a foreign key in one table, then how I can create for that sake I'll be dropping this table. So dropping this table, I'll be writing drop table and table name. This is simple query. So this is successful. If I'll come over here and again execute the same, then you won't get that table. Here you can see invalid object name table. This table does not even exist. Now what I'll do is I'll be removing this. Okay, then I'll be creating a new table which do not have foreign key. A table will be executed and a table will be created, and after that I'll go and check the structure. So here you can see department columns, and you can see reference ID is not a primary key now. So let's suppose if you forget to mention any key as a foreign key, then how to make that key as a primary. So you can write alter statement. So alter table name, add primary key. So which column you are referring is, that is the request ID table, and from which table from which primary key you are making this as a foreign key. So refers to table, request table, and from request table this ID. So if I'll be selecting and executing that, then you can see command completed successfully. If I'll refresh it and then again check it, then you can see table having primary key. You can see here request ID is primary key. So this is how primary key and foreign key works. And in this video this is all. Thank you.